likely see them try a rifleman push and then try to tower you. And what you want to do in this situation is you want to stall as much time as possible until you get your Druids of the Claw with the Master upgrade. And you do not want to get you do not want to let the human creep too much. You do definitely not want to get pushed with lots of water elementals, which deal a lot of damage when you don't have drives, or when you're just attacking for bears, or when you're low on lumber. When you're attacking, you definitely need your lumber, and you can't afford to detonate a shitload of wisp every time the human summons a water elemental. And now Remind scouted well. He knew that Myth was creeping over here. Myth was forced to back off, and he's just checking out the area with his archer, making sure that Myth won't be going for the expo over there. And the thing you have to keep in mind when you're playing against rifles, that time is essential. I mean, even if you get your Master's Druid of the Claw Master upgrade out, you definitely do not. I mean, if it's possible to stall, you should stall until you get enough units to be able to take out this army. Because Tier 3 does own Tier 2, unless you're playing Orc, then Tier 2 owns everything. But that's not the case in this matchup, and right now Remind is just chasing the Archmage around. He might be thinking, why can't you just go creeping? It's pretty useless to play tag with a hero. But in reality, it's not really that useless, because you can keep the Archmage on low HP, and you can prevent your opponent from creeping any further. And when you are going for your bears, you definitely do not want your opponent to creep. You definitely do not want your opponent to creep to level 3. The Archmage level 3 is lethal when he's pushing, so you should definitely never ever let it go there. And now Remind puts his Ancient of War. He moved it to the center. And this is a really smart play by Remind, because usually you'll see players go with their Ancient of War from the Orange Creep camp on the side of the base to the Orange Creep camp with the gold mine. But Remind chose to go for the safer way of creeping, because the Ancient of War is closer to his base right now and can return fairly easily, so he can help with defending his base when the human will be pushing. And another reason for this creep is because is that the Ogre Magi drops a strong charge item, such as a Potion of Greater Healing, or a Potion of Greater Mana, or a Potion of Invulnerability, or the Wand of Mana Stealing. And unfortunately for Remind, he did get the worst item out of these, with the Wand of Mana Stealing, especially if you want to tank with your Demon Hunter. But on the other hand, it's not a bad item as well, because it's on the Panda, and the Panda is a mana reliant hero, and the spells are crucial when you're playing against human. So Panda is leveling to level 2, and at this point of the game you have to stall the human, and you have to buy as much time as you can to get your bears out, get your bears going. And Remind is like halfway finished past his tech. But there isn't much Myth can do at this moment either, because of his failed expansion attempt at the beginning and his late tech, or his relatively late tech, and he's just now building up his Arcane Sanctum, so the push won't be that effective. Now instead of creeping his hero to level 3, Remind is just checking out Myth, trying to buy some time, and you will see eventually in the end of the game, or near the end of the game, that this will definitely pay off, and that's something you should always do in this matchup. You shouldn't go for like, hey, I want the Panda tree. You got to use your brain. What's the situation? How am I standing in this game? I mean, Remind knew that Myth was expanding. He knew that the expo failed. You should realize that that would mean a late tech, and a tier 2 push, which would be a desperate one, and it would be a late one. And if you are able to get it even later, you should always want to do that. And now the bears are out. Remind decides to go for some more aggressive creeping, and I think he's going to buy the orb over here, yeah. And most likely he was going to use that Demon Hunter for some harassment, but he sees that Myth is creeping over here with the Ancient of War. And rather than just creeping that spot, which he could if, he instantly decides to go and install some more time from Myth by checking him out, or staying over there. He's just moving his Demon Hunter back and forth, just checking Myth out, buying some time, getting in making the militia last a bit less. And at this point, there's nothing Myth can do. He's got riflemen, they all take extra damage from the units that Remind have. Or, I mean from the bears and the huntresses. Drunken Haze Breath of Fire is really good. He doesn't have any sorcerers. He doesn't have any breakers. He just has some priests and peasants which can build towers. But I mean, what use are towers now in this situation? They take a shitload of time to finish. And now Drunken Haze Breath of Fire goes off. Or I think it seemed like it was Fire Haze, because it would mean the human army would miss a lot. Fire. Can't really tell what's happening now. Remind's level to level 3. Lots of units here dying. Remind not losing much or not losing anything. This is total domination right here. He knows that Myth is late with his tech. He's stalling him He's stalling him even more until he has plenty of breath to take him on. And this shows that the Remind really uses his brain while he's playing. He's not just some standard guy who keeps doing the same strategy over and over against any other strategy the opponent might come up with, and doesn't adapt his gameplay. And this is really well thought out by Remind, creeping the green early, then going for the Goblin Merchant creep for the item. And it's just also the Huntresses, they could give the fake illusion of that the elf will be massing Huntresses to counter the Expo, and that will could also alter the human's decision in whether he should continue building the Expo or not. And Remind definitely exploited all these factors to the best of his capabilities, and which is his capabilities are fucking amazing. So and now, yeah, you just see a chanceless rape here for Myth. There isn't anything he can do in this situation. The heroes of Remind are even superior to Myth, and all the units are superior, and Myth doesn't know what to do. And that all because of a late tech. I mean, late game rifles are useless. They're just cannon fodder for the bears. So now Myth calls good game, and that settles the end of our audio commentary. So I want to thank you all for listening, and I hope you learned something from this audio commentary. And if you want, you can leave a comment, and it would be greatly appreciated, or what you liked about this audio commentary, or what you didn't like, and what you would like to see improved in the near future. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.